Hello and welcome, guys. Today we're going to use ChatGPT to help us tune our turbo diesel Pajero. So the very first things first is you need an EGT gauge, which I've already installed. It allows you to know your exhaust temperature as you're under full throttle. That's the main thing that you need. I've already done a new turbo on this, so that's not a weak point anymore. I'm planning on using ChatGPT, going back and forth. I've already been bouncing ideas back around, and it asks me for pictures of like the injection pump, and then it tells me what screw to turn and how much. So I've never tuned anything really. I've played around a little bit with the Forester, but nothing, not an actual tune. And diesel, I have no idea what I'm doing, and that's why I'm trying this out. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't crack the head or melt the piston. It should be relatively safe from what Mr. ChatGPT has told me. If I do it in small increments and keep a really close eye on all the EGTs, I can also go back and put everything back to OEM if I need to. But I'm currently, it makes about 10 pounds of boost. It's limited by the exhaust right now because it's not enough fuel to make more boost. So I have the wastegate cranked all the way down and it's still not making boost. So I'm hoping a couple of very minor little tweaks will allow me to get a decent amount of power out of it. I don't need it to be crazy, but from everything I've heard online, 12 to 15 pounds of boost is relatively tame with these, and I'll see a decent amount of like power gains with that little bit extra boost and a little bit extra fuel. A little bit of puffs of black smoke from what I understand. But right now there's almost no smoke coming out of it. At absolute full throttle going up a hill, it might puff out just a tiny little like wisp of a cloud, but nothing dark, which tells me that it needs more fuel. So first things first, ChatGPT wants some more pictures of the injection pump, and then it'll tell me what screws to use to tune it properly. So I'm gonna pull the intercooler off and take some pictures, and yeah, that's it. Let's go. Picture of the back of it, picture of the top of it. I believe this is the thing I need to take off in order to tune it. It's a tamper screw. Let's see here. So yeah, my pump still has the factory anti-tamper hardware in place. The maximum fuel screw is tucked a bit lower and further back than the photo shows. It's hiding behind the linkage and bracketry. Okay, so it's currently 10 or 11 PSI of boost, 600 Celsius EGT, factory intercooler with a new turbo. So it's pretty mild. Increase the boost to 12 or 13 PSI, test the EGT. If it stays under 650 at sustained, then and smoke is light, then look for the fuel screw. When you're at full throttle, no visible smoke. Yeah, there's no smoke, so it's fuel limited. A lot of people get noticeable gains from advancing the injection timing slightly rather than cranking the fuel screw a bunch. Small timing advance can improve spool up and torque, and lower EGTs at the same power level. Okay, so no adjustments. Oop. Okay, so it's saying to leave timing. So it wants me to so yeah, it's saying not to chase boost numbers, which I'm well aware of with the Forester. Chasing airflow and EGT control and clean the fueling will make it faster than anything else. Below 14 is generally happy. 15 to 18 PSI is danger zone. 20 plus is when you pop out your head gasket and crack your head. So we're going to, I guess we're just gonna start turning that fuel screw. I gotta take the tamper cap off of it, so I'll grab my tools. Okay, so I found, this is just the idle stop. So that's not the one that I needed. The one I need is back here, and I think I just cut the cap, the tamper cap off of it, but it's really hard to tell. I think I gotta get in there with some pliers. So I thought I'd bring you guys in and show you all the way in here. This right here is the fuel screw. Ooh, right down there. So that's the fuel screw I need to adjust. There's a lock nut a little higher. It is real buried in there. So I gotta loosen the lock nut, and then I'm gonna turn that a quarter turn, and then put everything back together and go for a test drive. Okay. Yes, the gate is open. Okay, we're gonna stick it into like second gear. So it locks it in second, and then we're gonna go up this hill and see what we can get our EGTs up to. Still pressing on the brake a little bit to give it a little bit more oomph. Got it up to 700 that time. Okay. We're getting there. All right, so beautiful view up here. And I'm just gonna make those fuel adjustments before I go back down, because I think I'm only gonna need one more adjustment. Just a teeny bit more fuel. Already feels so much better. Okie dokie. I made another adjustment to the screw, another like quarter-ish turn. It's a little hard to tell because of the way that everything is, but I think this should be more than enough fuel. I just got to make sure it's not too much fuel. If it is too much fuel, I'll just add some boost because it still has a little wiggle room. So yeah, let's figure this out. Yeah, see, my idle just went straight up. So I think I might need to bring my idle screw down. I don't know. We'll drive it back home before we do any of that though. Once it's in gear, it'll bring the idle down. That makes sense that you put more fuel in it and it wants to idle higher. So, okay. After all the tuning, my idle was still a little higher than it should be. From what I understand, when you add more fuel, your idle can go up because it's getting more fuel over the entirety of the rev range. I might have put a little bit too much fuel in it, so I'm going to dial it back a little bit and then try and get my idle back down to about like 750, maybe 800 RPM, and then I should be good from there. I'm just dialing it the most minuscule amount. I'm going to just lift up the intercooler to get underneath instead of taking everything apart, because that was a pretty big headache. Oh yeah, so responsive. Yeah, it peaks at like 12 pounds of boost, just under like partial throttle. Under full throttle, it'll hit like 13-ish. I think I can tighten up that wastegate a little bit more, because with a stock turbo, you can get upwards of 20 pounds of boost with the right amount of fuel. So I'm still figuring this whole diesel thing out, but I think I got a pretty good grasp on it at this point. Thanks, ChatGPT. Yeah, it got a little hotter than I think it should on that hill climb, keeping it in second. But I think it's sustained heat, so peaking a couple times isn't too bad. And it just means not to go completely full throttle going up hills, but for the most part, it seems reasonable. It's not like going up to 1,000 or whatever, 1,000 degrees, which I think is the danger zone. So yeah, I'll definitely have to do a little bit of research and do a little bit of checking. And I definitely should be double checking ChatGPT's instructions and making sure that what they are saying is right. Usually they're pretty right, but sometimes I know they've been completely wrong about things. So you can lean on AI, but don't fully trust it. But yeah, we'll close this video out once I get home. But yeah, I think everything's going good with it. Definitely a lot more throttle response. That get up and go is a lot better. So yeah, we'll be back. Okay guys, it's been a couple days since I finished tuning it. I wanted to make sure it was all good before this video went out. Everything's great. I turned the fuel down just a tiny bit more. Under sustained throttle, the EGTs were getting a little over 700 degrees, which is above the melting point of aluminum. And it's an aluminum head and aluminum piston engine. So you got to be a little bit, I had to try and keep it in like a safe zone. There is a whole bunch more content coming. My buddy has a Impreza that we're gonna try and get on the road. I have the Forester that needs to go rear wheel drive, hopefully. I have some more stuff to do with this. I got the wrap, I got a whole bunch of stuff. I also have the mini truck, which I'm hoping, as long as my knee agrees with me this week, I'm gonna go and work on that thing. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining us. I still don't fully trust machines or AI or any of that, but this was definitely best case scenario for tuning a diesel. I didn't melt anything, and it's running amazing now. So, you know, they have their place, but you always got to double check everything. Make sure you're double checking old forum posts. You can check a bunch of different AIs if you want, but all search engines use AI now. So, you know, yeah, it's a little sketchy out there, but we had good results with this. So yeah, it has its place. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.